Hello, we are back ready for game 2. And this is going to be a big one. Sengoku versus Rascal Jesters. A clash of titans. Had this been last minute, this would have been one of the biggest games to watch anywhere. Especially in the LJL. And obviously, this was also a playoffs matchup. It's a big rivalry where a lot of these teams have been competing for that second seed. Now, obviously, Sengoku looking to maybe take number 1. So they may be a little bit away from Rascal Jesters. As Rascal Jesters also having a very shaky split. So, we'll see if they can bring that one back today. But, Mars Swan, Sengoku, they say don't switch it
if it ain't broke,
that's it. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. But they don't subscribe to this.
No. They decided, for whatever divine reason, that their best player, or I guess technically second best player, because Jet was the first All-Pro, and Utapon narrowly edged out Honey in the All-Pro voting system, that Honey will consider on the bench occasionally, and Vital from Najin, no, who is it? Nongshim, great ramen, by the way, is going to get subbed in and is going to be playing remotely for Sengoku Gaming and stepping in for Honey. Now, what's interesting for me is typically you would do this, right? If you've got a champion pool that is radically different. His two most played champions are literally Jinx of Phalios. But he has got more games of Senna. He has played 4 games of Ziggs, and my angle and hope is that he's been sitting on the bench for a while now, honestly, since off-season kicked off. So my hope is he's got a few champions like Swain in the back pocket, which he can pull out and really cause like huge edges in the draft factor. And bless you, J-Real.
Yeah. Hay Fever still gets me. You know, Hay Fever has been getting me a few of these streams, and it is what it is. But I do agree with you. Wait, hold on a sec.
Oh, you've got him again. Okay. Hay Fever's the biggest killer.
It is. It's definitely a bit of a weird switch up. I feel like I would also normally expect it to be in a matchup where you maybe feel like you have a little bit more leeway. Obviously, you never want to underestimate your opponents, but there definitely are teams that are more or less scary. Obviously, I feel like DFM, you need to come full strength. Rascal Jesters feels like a team you would normally want to bring your A game for. But Kashka, do you feel like maybe there's more to this, or maybe do they think that actually Rascal Jesters are not that strong at the moment?
Of course, Rascal Jester haven't had the greatest start to this split, but I feel like they still, in my mind, at least have that image of what they were last split, even if they haven't shown it yet. My rationale for the Sengoku swap is that they are currently 4-0. They are 2 points ahead of Rascal Jester, and this is the first round robin. If you're ever going to sub out Honey, I feel like now is the time, because you've got time to catch up. If it works, if Vital is going to, come in and hopefully, as Mascon said, maybe bring some spice to the draft, then suddenly Sengoku are that whole order of magnitude scarier, especially in the offseason and the best of 5. No offseason, post regular season, you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I think that one thing that's interesting is that Vital's not a Fiora player, but we'll see if he can find those deep cuts onto the side of Rascal Jesters. But, looking at the rest of the roster though, on the flip side of this map, Soul and Secret, heralded as one of the best bot lanes in this league, haven't really been performing. Are you a little bit worried about them, Mars Swan? Like, they felt a bit shaky.
I mean, if this is the time, again, Soul and Secret having a bit of a downswing at the moment, this is the time to bring in Vital on the flip side, because this is a bot lane that should push you. But if they're struggling to find their placing in this new meta, or honestly, it's not really much of a meta change, this could be a really huge moment for NT and Vital if they have got this beautiful thing. Soul and Secret have been heralded as our second best bot lane. Arguably, combined players, best bot laning cases. Individually, maybe not the best, but together, they have been the strongest. They haven't hit anything, really, this split. There's not been a single game from day 1 to day 4 where I would say, yeah, that's the old Soul and Secret I knew. Even in their wins, they look a bit Like, Soul, remember, on that, Secret on his Bard looked awful. Like, uncharacteristically awful. So I am worried.
We are going to see if they do decide to lock that one in. Also, the Akali could be hovering around for Jet, but we are going to be going into pick and ban. Kashka must one. Let's get into this banger of a game.
Alright, let's see what the teams have got for us. Sengoku will be taking the blue side, Rascal Jester on the red side, Volibear, Seraphine, Zeri, and Corki off the board so far.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, and this is going to be interesting. Obviously, Vital coming in, we get to see that lovely face for the first time in the LJL. An LCK Challengers player, so a lot of hype for them. The pick and ban phase though, Lolbear getting banned out, a Hachimecha favorite, not too surprising. But then look at the priority to this bot side, Seraphine, Zeri, Senna. I have to imagine we'll see another one because that's just what you can expect from these two bot laners because the champion pools are huge. Oh wait, no. Let's just ban the #1 Monkey King himself. But there's still some great champions to pick up here.
Absolutely, and yeah, just to touch on, 2 of the engaged junglers are going to be gone from the table, which means the teams will have to dip somewhere lower. Now, Sengoku, do you just go with this Viego? I mean, just make sure to draft setup around him.
Sengoku
just putting it out there.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just putting it out there.
I don't blame you because of what we had seen in the previous game. Amumu support is an actual real thing, especially with how things are going. Though that doesn't really come in till 11.12, so I'm a little surprised to see this hover. I mean, he's still a perfectly fine jungler. Though I just wouldn't pick him here. This must just be a fun hover. I'm hopeful, though, we will see a jungle pick and probably a bot laner. Poppy, though, a Hachimecha favorite. It can also be flexed over to Ino, as we've seen with Yellow Yoshi doing absolutely brutal stuff on the Poppy. But what's great about the Poppy is a lot of teams struggle to beat the Poppy ult when it comes to team fights. Like, LJL teams just completely either they fly and soar and they know how to play against it, or they capitulate and struggle to figure it out. So I'm interested to see which angle this will be taking.
It is a big disruptive tool, and on that team, we're gonna have the Renata locked in. So Rascal Jester already with those 2 picks, when it comes to fight, they can just screw over almost any plan that Sengoku will have.
Nothing special going to be coming out from Vital in this first game, but we're getting double ranged, and one of the brutal lanes you're going to have to go up against. Soul against Ezreal Karma, and you've got Renata. What do you want to play here, buddy? What would you like to play here if you were here, Kashka?
Oh god, I would not like to play AD carry in this game, if I'm going to be completely honest. Jinx, though.
Jinx comes out.
It is going to be the champion of choice for Soul.
I would have preferred Azaya, just so you've got more disengage for any engage that could come out from the side of Sengoku, because they haven't drafted any engage at this moment, so you know they're going to have to pick it at some point soon, right? I guess though, if they just don't though, the Jinx looks great. I guess we'll see.
Relying on the Renata and Poppy disengage, I suppose, to keep you alive seems like a fair enough plan. We'll see where Rascal Jester want to take this composition. Do they just want to play full disengage and rely on Sengoku running into them? Usually kind of has a 50-50 way of working out or not. But talking about the bans, top lane is going to be the focus with Gwen and Kale both removed.
I want to see Galio plus X champion for Sengoku Gaming. I want them to go, all right, Vital, you do the damage, we'll do the setup, and just have something like Galio Camille come out for the side of Sengoku Gaming. It's not been banned away so far. The Gwen and the Sejuani have been taken off. What's the final one gonna be for you, Sengoku Gaming? I actually don't think Sengoku need to worry about much of anything. I actually think they should just go into this match going, we're gonna win. Let's just pick the chat. Let's just ban the champions we're not interested in. Sure, Ari, let's just make it so they can't have more pick against us. I love doing something like that, and let's just see how they're going to respond. That is going to be Poppy Jungle now. That's confirmed.
Yeah, 100%. I can't imagine Poppy mid lane is a thing, so we're going to see Hachimecha own that champion, and Gangplank in the top lane, which means Rascal Jester going for the late game, going for the scaling, but if there's one thing that Gangplank is characterized by is you can abuse him in the laning phase. Alright.
So, that's one way of engaging. Forge God come in. Also unstoppable when he does his dash move. So, now I really... Please pick the Galio. I also, Kashko, if you don't know this about me, I'm a big Galio lover. I love Galio.
I figured it out.
This is just Jet saying, though, I'm going to win the 1v1. No! No!
I need
no!
AP. I mean, Galio would have been great, but you know, I much prefer Victor to the Aurelia. I'm gonna just throw in my opinion there for that.
That's fair, that's fair.
And it's also kind of a safe blind pick because Rascal Jester have saved the counter pick for recap.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, honestly speaking, I would have preferred maybe something like an Azir. Something like an Azir, something that outranges most of the stuff that the Rascal Jester are going to do. There is a lot of open... okay.
Right. That's a champion.
And it's not Cyros. So,
yes.
I mean, Recap played against Cyros's, Ziggs. So maybe if we can see an edge of that, I'll give it to them. I like their bot lane. I think they've got a decent idea on the bot lane. I like the Poppy jungle. I don't even hate having Ino on the gangplank. I think that's fine. It's just the Ziggs, man. Like, I'm not sold. I'm not sold. It's damage. They've definitely got damage now, in all fairness. But, yeah.
It's damage, it's long range. I guess trying to keep Sengoku
and it's the opposite of what the team wanted.
Yeah. Right. I'm looking at the flip side on it as well. Of it as well. We've got Sengoku, who have got the Ornn, the Viego. It looks like their comp just kind of wants to go in, and Victor is a short range champion, as you said. Something like Azir would have outranged. My question is, how does Sengoku play out these fights? Because I'm looking at the Poppy Renata, there's a lot of disengage disruption and long range damage with Ziggs and Gangplank barrels. It just kind of feels to me like Rascal Jester have got these fights going in their favor.
They do, but it does rely on the idea that all of the players are going to be on the same page. And we've seen countless times this split so far not to rely on the side of Rascal Jester to be on the same page. And you know the team who should we should rely on? Sengoku! They are like I want to buy into what you're selling, Coach. I really do. But I'm not buying it right now. This ain't DFM, man. This is Rascal Jester. They burnt me a little bit so far this split.
Rascal Jester's talking about doing too well. Well, let's see if it's gonna go up in the game at some point. And we're gonna go into the Rift. Let's see how many of those theories are going to be confirmed. Vital going for the teleport and first strike as well, just like we have seen Yuki go last game as well. So trying to rely on the poke against the Ziggs. I mean, sure.
I mean, I think that's completely fine. I mean, Ezreal is fantastic at doing that. Triple first strike game. The one that's weird to me is the Gangplank one. I don't think it's awful, but honestly, I'm a big fan of Spellbook Gangplank. I know it's not the meta thing to do. It's just the utility you already get from Gangplank. If you can go full utility, it just gives you so many options. Honestly, though, Gangplank is one of those few champions where you can just do a lot. I guess we'll just see Recap and Jet are just having fun poking one another. Recap definitely wins this. Yep. Because early game Ziggs bombs are just way bigger than what Q will do. Invade already coming through, and they've got no vision on this to Rascal Jester. 0 protection did they give their bot lane. Or their jungle. Huh.
Well, Hachimecha is in for a surprise. Although, let's see if they figure it out right now. There are some missing pings, since Vital and NT did come in from a bit of an awkward angle and later than expected. So maybe Rascal Jester realize this, and Hachimecha will be able to take the necessary precautions to avoid a triple buff. But early wave, going kind of as expected. Ezreal Karma is known to just be a bit of a pain in the bot lane, if I have to be honest.
Okay, Hachimecha is coming over, and they will finally get this blue buff. But I mean, the difference is Viego clear to Poppy clear. We talked about clears in the last match because Talia absolutely destroyed what you could do on Viego. Similar to the previous match, Viego is actually faster than Poppy in the clear times. So this is going to get real awkward real fast because, yes, okay, this is fantastic. They've basically just split the map in half. Against an Ornn. Let's go, man. Let's go. Apparently, I'm being told by our infinite oracle, Nymera. So it's actually a fair oracle in this grand scale of things.
Yeah.
Apparently, first strike GP is just like 90% the best thing to do in most cases. So, okay. I'm just out of the line there. I'm just saying what I've seen in solo queue as Vital's getting collapsed on.
Big trading in the bot lane, guys, down to both AD carries, and they're going to survive. Hachimecha looking for a gank in the mid lane, forces the flash away from Jet. That is going to be it. Taking also stock of the Sounders in the bot lane, 2-4-1, and Sengoku have the push.
Oh, look at this pathing though, because they split the map in half. Hachimetra is trying to force his way back into his bot side. But look at how far back Soul and Secret both have to play, and because of the poke that they can do out with the Karma shields as well, it's just going to be brutal. Hachimetra has had to do a long con, and all he's doing is just shadowing. He's not accomplishing anything with this. This is literally doing nothing. He hasn't reset. He hasn't been able to do anything. And this whole time, look at once, just pulling out the edges. Like, this is something that the side of Sengoku has been so good at doing. Roaming, look at that. Jet just reset, TP'd back in. Let's go around and see what we can do. Top side, oh yeah, we can just wet noodle fight because we got an Ornn, so we always have the scaling. It's going to be hugely important, though, for Rascal Jester to be somewhat proactive on this because it's weird to say, but there's already a 500 gold lead for the side of Sengoku Gaming.
That is weird. I kind of want to put it down to first strikes, but there's also quite big CS advantages on top of that, so you have to imagine that's where it's coming from. And yeah, Dragon is up in 30 as well, so Sengoku just putting the pressure down onto Soul and Secret as Jet doesn't have the flash. There's a flash stun into the wall. Is there enough damage coming in? Beautiful satchel charge, and Hachimecha one more auto attack. Come on, you gotta get it down. First blood for the Rascal Jesters.
Yeah, not having any vision in that top side does mean you are a little bit susceptible to that. They did have to burn the flash, though, did Hachimecha. So while they get the first blood, it's like, okay, well, the gold went onto the Poppy. Which, honestly, if you're Rascal, if you're Sengoku right now, you just go, who got the gold? Who got the gold? Who got the gold? Poppy. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. It doesn't matter then. Because Poppy is literally a champion you don't want to put gold onto, because outside of her mythic, she's meant to be used for her utility around it. And honestly, from the side of Rascal Jester, this was beautifully coordinated from the two of them. I honestly thought for a split second he might actually get out, but because it doesn't work out, it just means that, honestly, Sengoku Gaming go, alright, that wasn't great, but we're getting Dragon, our bot lane's doing great, they're already 10 CS ahead, top lane's a wet noodle fight, and Paz is just farming fantastically versus Ino in a matchup he really shouldn't be. So, yeah, I mean, Ino has gone for a cull, so we did take a bit of a time off, but Vital has Ezreal items now. 5 minutes in. Already in. This is awful. This is so bad for Rascal Jester's bot lane. I feel bad for them, but at the same time, look at the amount of damage that's already happened to this turret.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the thing about Ezreal Karma, especially as you said now, the Sheen sitting in Vital's inventory, second plate being taken at 6 minutes. There is a big bot lane gap. Probably a lot of it originating from the draft, but also you have to give credit to Vital and NT for playing it out well. Rascal Jester, you need to respond to this. I think that's the simple truth that we have already alluded to, and oh god, Secret is almost dying there. Vital playing on the edge, taking a turret shot here. But just to come back to what I wanted to say before, Hachimecha, cool gank in the mid lane, please do something again, because your bot lane is suffering.
Well, not only that, look at the CS difference just between these two junglers. Vital also can very much get it to a place very soon where he will be able to comfortably kill this Jinx, which is slightly terrifying. Because look at the experience difference. Just look at the gold difference. Like, these two bot laners, and this is the first debut game from Vital, as I know, getting smacked around by the veteran top laner that is Paz. And honestly, something I want to just come around and say, Paz is having arguably the best split of his career. Like, better than when he was on V3. Because on V3, when he went to Worlds, he was a facilitator. He assisted Boogie. He allowed him to actually really come on and online and be this kind of top 10, 15 player, honestly, at the international stage. Except when V3 didn't really do what they had been doing, what worked successfully for them at Worlds. But we won't talk about that part. This time around, Paz is not only winning solo lanes, he's doing really well on multiple champions, and he's not just a facilitator, he's an engager. Look at this, he's coming out on top of a matchup which he shouldn't be coming out on top of, and once is here as well. Call the Forge God, let's go!
The knockup will be dodged away from courtesy of the flash, but Ino stand under the turret. Paz has to get low, but once takes the kill, burns the summoner as well, and it's a clean dive at the end of the day.
Yeah. important thing to note, once you could tell for a split second was about to go for how the Viego package passive used to work, actually, where you can claim the soul, which actually disables turret aggro. Doesn't do that anymore. I came to learn that rather recently when I played a game of Viego and the turret kept hitting me. But still, though, even without this being perfectly executed, they still get the kill. Yes, a flash has to be burnt, but Powers has still got his one, and once is the one that it doesn't really matter.
Oh no,
So
Vital, he's going for the 1v1. Can he get it? A heal burn from Soul. He's getting the auto attacks back in. Vital still on the offensive, but Secret is coming in behind Vital. What are you doing?
Whoa. If you're
Secret
gonna
is
die,
just going
though,
to
give it to
kill
the
him.
support.
Yep, and recap, Ignite is taking him down in the middle. I think he is just dead. That will be Jet with the kill. Hachimecha is just a bit too late to the party.
Strategic int there from the side of Sengoku Gaming. Oh no, NT, don't die.
Let's see if he will be able to stay alive. There's a lot of crowd control. Hostile takeover will be coming. And the rocket from Saul from downtown. He manages to get himself some gold on the Jinx.
Alright, so Sengoku fighting where most of the parts are not there together. We got the bot lane, obviously, Vital trying to do the 1v1 in front of a lane with an Ezreal. So guess what? Your Q, which is most of your damage, is never going to work. They do happen to pick up this kill onto Recap, but then this is partly just Tether getting locked and then just, actually, NT just flashing forward to get that empowered Q to come through and assist through. Soul probably just changing how his camera looked. I imagine he's going to go AFK in a split second. Yep, just basically pinged, does it, hits it, almost gets a double kill. Nicely played, but they didn't get the Rift Herald, and issue is there's not much else that they can do. It did give, in all fairness, a bit more gold onto Soul, which is a huge benefit for them because of the amount of gold that Vital just has over Secret at this moment in time.
Yeah, Rascal Jester starting to get kills, but in terms of objective, in terms of farm as well, they are still behind, and that turret is going down, unless Hachimecha can find some... Actually, I think even if Rascal Jester get to do something, this turret is still going to be gone, and 610 gold going over to Vital.
I love that you called that out, but no, what's also huge about this is that's first tower, also the positioning of the tower. You can tell Sengoku are more invested and interested in actually playing around Dragon. So look at this. Oh my god, the gold is just so insane. There's almost like a 1k gold lead at 10 minutes in on bot lane already. That's not okay.
That's
Everywhere
tough.
else is even or ahead for Sengoku as well. That's worrying? Is that the word to use?
Yeah, I suppose we can go there. 2000 at 11 minutes just tends to be good anyways, especially that Vital is soloing the dragon as of... No, actually, never mind. I didn't see the Viego in the minimap somehow. Duoing the dragon with bots. So we've got the two Drakes sitting on the side of Sengoku. Let's see if they win the Soul Roulette. Mountain. It's pretty good.
Oh, by the way, it's also time to switch our lanes up because Vital just TP'd all the way to top side to take over for Paz. And Paz is probably going to just TP bot side and continue on his merry way. Well, maybe we might look for a quick gank first, obviously. I mean, why not stand passively? Hachimecha coming in, and he's not far.
Yeah, but Paz is still around the gatekeeper of the tribe, but she's gonna pour all of the forge with Hachimecha. Stand up, he flashes over the wall. Paz, calm down, mate. You don't need to go in that hard.
Well, you don't have to, but what this does do is it does dissuade the side of Sengoku Gaming from going too much forward. Vital's going to be able to get another turret plating. So much gold funneled into this brand new AD carry for Sengoku Gaming. But look at this, they're also playing around, they're defending the bot side. No extra gold for you, Rascal Jester. Jesus, what a game so far this has been for us.
Yeah, and what is great to see is that Vital is just fitting right in. Sengoku are not slowing down even one beat. They are still playing as a coordinated unit, especially, once again, that play we have just seen. Vital TPing to the top lane, Paz staying around, making sure Rascal Jester can't respond, and then going bot lane. They are on top of their macro game all the time. There's going to be flash from Secret. Hachimecha will with the knockup. Vital manages to dodge that one away. The hostile takeover missing. The Ezreal Vital, I think he is just dead, but it's Hachimecha with the kill.
Yeah, again, Hachimecha picking up a kill, which really don't want... I can't stress this enough. Poppy getting the kills, Poppy getting the gold is honestly, worst case scenario, you would genuinely want it to go on to any other player, even the Renata Glask at the moment in time, because once she gets her mythic, you're like, okay, that's fine. I can then start giving the kills elsewhere. But like, what is it accomplishing with Hachimecha? Because he can't 1v1 once, even with all this gold being put into him.
Well, I'm just gonna assume that's a rhetorical question.
No, it was. It was. Yeah.
I don't think there is that much. Okay, recall's interrupted. That's just annoying. Once it's looping around though.
Like
did spot him
chips
out.
in the night.
Almost no, and you can't do that to them. Okay, Secret is a good support, allowing his AD carry to recall, but will he pay for it with his life? Because I don't think you can recall under that turret. He doesn't have the flash, doesn't have the old Hachimecha, is found in the jungle as well, and once just with the Blade of the Rune King will solo kill him easily, and yeah, there is Secret trying to use that bailout, but Vital takes the kill anyways, and oh no, here comes Once, he's looking for Soul, and that's the Gelfors away, Soul will be safe.
Yeah, but now that's just more time, solo time on like multiple different turrets, multiple things around the map. Look at how much Paz is already winning this top matchup. He just roamed from bot. He was like, guys, I'm coming. Jed is like, mate, I got this. Nah, but my passive. Let me use my passive, please. I took this rune, so I gotta try and use it. Bang, demolish down. All right, let's wander back down to mid bot lane. Look at that, just the tower plating gold difference. They are so good, and so much of this, as you already mentioned, Kashka, was thrown into Vital.
Yeah, I feel like someone should let Sengoku know that Ezreal is not Caitlyn, but I mean, it works. He's got what the gold lead has grown to 1,500, just under, in fact.
God, 6.6k at 14 minutes is pretty good.
I agree. And he just bought a full item, I think, because that gold just ticked down, or maybe it was a component. Point is, when this dragon comes up, Sengoku are so much stronger than Rascal Jester. Like, Rascal Jester have been playing this game fairly well. Their fights have been pretty good. But I don't know if they're going to win this one. I'm going to be honest with you.
This is almost a spot... Oh, God. You're not meant to get hit by that soul either. This is almost getting to a spot where maybe you consider, if you're Rascal Jester, because bounties have come in, you don't bother fighting. You just cross-map play. You let them take the dragon while you take the herald. Like, that's the only scenario I can really see this working. You can see this is what Rascal Jesters are doing. They're putting a lot of eggs into one basket here.
And he may be called out. Hachimecha does find this stun into the wall. The Mega Inferno Bomb not even needed. Aino takes the kill, but here comes the re-engage from Sengoku.
Oh no!
And Rascal Jester, their health bars are so incredibly low, reduced to nothing now. There's 2 kills go the way of Sengoku Soul trying to get away. Flash out to safety, question mark. The stun is not going to find its mark, and Hachimecha trying to escape from Jet will be forced to burn the flash as well. And Rascal Jester, they lose 2 kills, they lose so many summoners, they're gonna lose the mid lane tier 1 turret and all their position on the map. Crucial Barrage, is that gonna hit Hachimecha? Okay, never mind, he's good.
Yeah, but what you said is perfect, Kashka, because what do they lose? They lose so much more. Top turrets taking a huge hit. Not only that, that's a bunch of minions. That means they're also allowed to do a cross-map play. They can go and take this dragon. Guess what also is still up? The Rift Herald is still alive, so we can do this. And this all started with them committing a huge amount, honestly, into NT. Look at how far deep they go into NT. And yeah, they also had to commit that Ziggs ult, remember? And then the side of Sengoku Gaming go, that's our support. You're not allowed to do that. Hachimecha is successful. Like, this should have been way worse for them, but NT getting caught out again.
Yeah, this should just be a free... Actually, he is healing a lot. This is a Karma that Empowered Tether has just so much healing. Recap, though. But the Mega Inferno Bomb will be able to get the kill, but Vital has joined the fight. Once on the flank, let's see Rascal Jester. Can they get away? Once will not commit into the fight. Good pick.
Very good pick, but I mean, Rascal Jester haven't reset yet. They're still looking for something, and Jet's being targeted at once. Paz is coming in with the TP. Oh my god!
Yeah, Jet has got the flash as well. Ult has been already used, and Paz looking for the knockups. Aino joins the fray as well. Once will be able to take down Soul. Sirkin and Hachimecha towards the top side, trying to escape. Hachimecha on sub 100 health. Flash forward from Paz to take the kill, and Jet will be able to get this one onto Secret. Just
Oh,
doing a
this is
bit
really
of
smart.
DM. Okay. Buying the time. Okay, in the meantime, the rest of Rascal Jester are going to get dove under the tier 2.
That was
Why
so
is it smart?
from Jet. So the reason is you want to actually stutter your enemies. Oh my god, that's even bigger of a back. So the reason that you want to do that and kind of make things weird is you're stuttering the backs in actuality. Normally in a team fight, right, everybody dies immediately, one after another, in a normally like 3 to 5 second time frame, right? The fact that Renata is going to be coming up significantly later to the rest of the teams as they all come up, it means when they actually come back to reset and fight, Renata Glask is not going to be awkward, so it's not a huge point to get super hung up about, but just showing that Sengoku do have the restraint on this, it's great. Again, so much was used to kill Enti, and then Sengoku get to just kind of do exactly what they need to do. Fantastic reactions, though, from the top laner here of Paz, but they just want to keep fighting, man.
Yeah, we're not gonna see the rest of that replay. Jet is going to just get tagged by 2 ultimates, but walks away. Does not care the least bit about it. It feels like Rascal Jester are throwing in so much to find those kills, trying to commit to get themselves some gold, to pick up the pace in this game, but Sengoku just don't allow them to.
It's a 7k gold lead. It's an actual 7k gold lead.
Yeah.
The Rift Herald's still up. They're going to be able to secure this just before the Baron comes up. And this is just more gold, more objectives, more things for the side of Sengoku Gaming to capitalize on. And this time around, I would argue this might be one of the first Poppy games where I don't feel like the team of Sengoku are remotely concerned about a Poppy ult happening at any moment in time. Obviously, it's going to be really important for this Dragon. Jesus Christ, Ezreal half ult. Jeez. So, like, a huge amount of pressure is going to be put into this Dragon fight, but I don't even know if the side of Sengoku can the side of Rascal Jester can really actually fight this.
Recap getting chased down by Jed. Hachamecha is there, but Recap the bell is going to be used, but he is dead. Jed just takes the kill for free, and I do want to come back to the point about Sengoku not caring about the Poppy. I feel like the reason is, whenever we see the fight, they're just coming in from all the angles. You got Vital, Jet, once all doing their own thing, and the team just comes in together. You can't Poppy ult that.
No, that's a fair point, actually. I didn't consider that. And that's really about the mobility. I mean, we all know it can be pretty difficult to catch victors sometimes, especially when they have empowered mantras from the Karma. I mean, Unstoppable Force from the Forge God himself on this Ornn. Obviously, Viego can just ult away whenever they feel like they're out of position. And look at this. This is just 3-1-3. They used the Rift Herald and they got double smack as well.
Yeah, that Inhibitor is very close to dying. Will maybe take a while. We are only 21 minutes in without the Baron buff, but the Mountain Soul up in a minute. Rascal Jester are already struggling to kill the members of Sengoku with an extra shield. Good luck finding picks, I suppose. The tide is gonna go down. The True Shot Barrage is doing so much damage. And the Call of the Forge, Goalkeeper's Verdict though, knocking away 2. Sengoku need to be measured in this fight. They can't overcommit right now. But Vital and Jet, they're just gonna say thank you very much. We're gonna take this mid lane tower.
Oh, at least get it to half, which is great. And yeah, as you mentioned, yeah, let's not kill the inhibitor. We don't need to funnel all that gold in. We can just have it to a place where it's pretty good for us. And then Paz can just eat up that farm. You guys can do whatever you want to do. We'll get your mid turret down to half health. So guess what? After the dragon fight, we can do something. Yeah, I know is stopping Jet from going back. Jet has got empowered TP, so as long as he is able to back before this mountain dragon comes up, he'll have a spot to come in. And guess what? If you look, ladies and gentlemen, at the minimap right now, there are multiple wards, which you can know for a fact, if Jet has to TP to them, they're going to be a huge flank angle for the side of Sengoku Gaming. But that they don't actually have to, because if you look at how it's currently going, the side of Rascal Jester are positioning far more around the Baron because they realize, well, we might not even get the dragon because it might already be gone. By the way, hint, hint, Once is already currently doing it, Kashka. So, Rascal Jester, you need to figure out what you're going to do.
You know, the answer seems to be not much of anything. The Mountain Soul secured, and Hachamecha might be even caught out of position. Call of the Forge God finds knock up onto him, and Recap. Flash forced from the Poppy, True Shot Barrage, and the Chaos Storm chasing him down, but he'll be alive. Rascal Jester is scarred. It's gonna be a Baron call from Sengoku. They are already retreating towards it.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame them? I mean, the side of Rascal Jester look at this and go, we're going to have to do something. I guess I know, try and figure something out. Getting the TP coming out of recap, but let's see what they can do. This Baron's at 3.3k health already.
Secret has got the unfortunate job of trying to scatter the Baron. The rocket goes wide. No way to steal this. The Baron has... Wait, no, I forgot about the bomb. Never mind. Was close, but the smite comes through from once. And the Baron buffs Sengoku now in a position to maybe try closing this game out, because it's controlled macro game. 0 objectives picked up by Rascal Jester this game. They're gonna look for Jet. They find the stun. Let's see if it's enough to get the kill. No, it doesn't look like it. Good damage.
And I mean, what was immediately impressive to me, the Mac TP from Paz. Knew exactly what they were doing. They're like, yep, I'm going to reset. We're going to do this. We're going to get the push. And the reason they want to do this is because they want to get the push onto mid. Oh my god.
Oh no, wait.
What the? Oh, blind almost. Almost smacks them. I know, it's fun.
Rush. Okay, not going to get the kill, but Vital is just styling at this point. Has got the Dusk Blade for the extra lethality, extra ability haste, just, you know, all around goodness. And look at that DPS Secret. He is almost dead right now. One more attack will finish him off, but he's able to run away. Pass flashes forward. Yet again, you have to feel like Soul. Gale forces away. Rascal Jester, they lose no one, but the bot lane inhibitor is going to fall down, and Sengoku are routing them in their base. The situation looks dire for the Rascal Jester.
Not only that, they're getting the first kill!
There we go, the Heartbreaker coming in from once, and the Choose of Barrage across the team of RJ, and back to the fountain they go, but the Nexus turrets are going to be the targets. Sengoku looking to finish off this game. First time with Vital, but they look as strong as ever. Looking for the 5th win in this split. I don't think Rascal Jester get to stop them. Just look at Pat. He is zoning everyone. They don't deal damage to him. That is a pretty decently sized hostile takeover. But then again, you are too far behind. Sengoku, just stop toying with your food. Come on, hit the Nexus, guys. There we go. 5-0. Sengoku take the win over Rascal Jester.
And what a dominant performance, to call out how you were phrasing it. Macro dominance from Sengoku Gaming. From minute 1, with the invade onto the blue side of Rascal Jester, they knew exactly what they wanted to do that game, and they executed upon it. That was beautiful to watch as a Sengoku fan. As a Rascal Jester fan, I am very worried, but Sengoku fans, this feels great right now.
Yeah, a lot of people had question marks about summoning in Vital instead of Honey. I mean, this looked like the Sengoku we all know. This did not look that much different, I'm going to be honest. And now that you have shown that this team works with Honey and with Vital, oh boy, they are so scary. Like, what do you do if you're facing Sengoku right now?
A hope and a prayer. A hope and a prayer. That's it from me.
Yeah. No, not much else.
But with that said, let's take a break, recollect our thoughts, because we
Yep.
could probably gush but not get much analytics here. And then let's go on a quick break, figure out with J-Real, and then we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.
Well, some big results coming out. I don't know if we could say it was an upset, because I definitely think the Sengoku were heavily the favourites going into this one. But there is definitely some question marks around this game still. I think the Rascal Jesters came into today with a lot of people being like, you're really not hitting the mark that you were before. Now, this is obviously reminiscent of the start of Spring Split as well. They didn't have the greatest first round robin.
That's true.
But it does feel like it's maybe a little bit different. I feel like Rascal Jesters this split haven't been that proactive, which immediately was a change that I did feel like they did make today. It did feel like they were a little bit more active in the early stages. But that improvement only goes so far when you're playing against the top team in the league. Sengoku really putting on a strong performance. Macro intensive gameplay. They had the Ezreal stuff as well. Master One, are you really feeling like Sengoku are trying to solidify that number one spot?
I would comfortably say they're the best team in the LJL right now. I actually think a performance like that from against a team like Rascal Jester, across the map, they won every lane. They won every single lane, even with pressure being put mid. There wasn't concern there. Paz looked unstoppable on that Ornn throughout all game. And the bot lane got all 5 turret plates first turret and then rotated top and got even more turret plating into that Ezreal. So, Sengoku, they're the best team in my eyes. They're the ones to beat.
Yeah, they definitely are the ones to beat. And Kashka, obviously, Russell Jesters were solidly a top 2, maybe top 3 team last split. Do you feel like that's maybe changing right now, or is it just actually the top 2 have got a lot better?
So, yeah, that's a bit of a tough question in the sense that we're gonna have to see more games to see how it comes out. For me, after this game, there is a question mark on Rascal Jester being in the top 3. For sure, like a strong one. A lot of people came into this split and said, okay, Rascal Jester, 3rd place, kind of that's what we're looking at. Right now, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that. We're gonna have to see something better from them. Admittedly, in spring they also had a slow start, so maybe they'll scale into the 2nd and 3rd round robins. But coming off the 3rd place finish in spring into that start, and now against Sengoku not really doing much of anything, it's got me doubting them.
Yeah, it does feel like Russell Jesters have adopted the Arsenal style of sitting in the league, you know, so never being at the top, but never being at the bottom, kind of sitting around that 4th position, maybe 3rd. It seems to be like their kind of vibe, their kind of energy right now. But we'll see if they can change that around. Obviously, we did see in Spring Split they had, I think, what was a 3-for-4 first round robin, and they ended up going 13-for-1 in the rest of the split. So there is still time for that to all be turned around. We have a lot of days. It's 21 days in total. We still have, well, quick maths, 16 left after today. So it's a lot of games, a lot of potential for them to come back into this one. Getting into the nitty-gritty, though, let's start talking about Vital. Okay, first game for them today. How are we feeling about this? Obviously, it does feel like they maybe didn't get the full time to shine because the whole of Sengoku were just popping off.
They skill checked Solan's secret, and for lack of a better term, they made them their bitch. Like, the Sengoku bot lane just absolutely stomped Solan's secret. I mean, yeah, sure, Ezreal Karma is a horrible lane for them to go against. But they picked themselves into something like that when they locked in the Renata Glask. Like, they knew exactly... They could have drafted Tahm Senna. They could have. They could have done something like that, which is a far safer lane to play against something like that. They didn't. They picked this, and then they basically were down 10 CS after the first 3 or 4 waves, and then it just got worse from there. Vital was skill checking Soul and Secret every single time, was landing those Qs all the time, and this was a great showing from this AD carry for Sengoku.
It definitely solidified the place. Obviously, now there's going to be those question marks. Honey or Vital, who are people wanting to have in the team? That is one that we will be touching on maybe later, but I think down the split, that's a big question that could get asked. Mid lane, we saw Ziggs getting picked here. Obviously, from what people are saying, it's been a few years since we've seen some Ziggs in the LJL. Not the most common pick. Maybe I'm wrong with that fact, by the way. I would need to check that one. But the Victor obviously coming back as well, a pretty strong pick. What were you thinking about the Ziggs, though, Kashka? Were you happy with the pick? Do you think it's definitely something that could come back into the game? Or are you actually like, maybe this one missed a bit?
Definitely missed this game. I do think that it's got some potential. If you're trying to play a long-range composition where you want to poke out your opponent and keep them at an arm's length, then Ziggs has its place. What I would love to see is to give him a bit more priority. At the end of the day, a big use of Ziggs that not many other champions in competitive have is just how quickly you can take down those towers. Rascal Jester took down no towers, so you literally just throw that part of Ziggs' kit away. It's got a place. Admittedly, we haven't seen it this game.
Yeah, and the last one that I want to touch on was the Viego lock-in. We talked about it in Game 1, you talked about it in Draft in Game 2. You need the setup for the Viego. You need to be able to get them on the map, get them doing things, and that definitely felt like the way Sengoku played it. Viego very impactful, obviously picking up solo kills, able to invade, looking very strong. This is the way to play some Viego Must One. Sengoku just seem to have all the pieces of the puzzle. They're looking very, very powerful at the moment.
Yeah, they do. They're heavily coordinated. There was a macro outplay. I mean, when you get a more preferable jungle matchup compared to the previous one we saw in Game 1, like, of course, you're going to be able to outfarm a Poppy. The fact is also, it's not really like Rascal Jester put any pressure. They didn't stack any mutual jungle objectives. They got the cross map at the very beginning, and then promptly lost both Rift Heralds and all 4 dragons in a row. 0 jungle control from Hachimecha. And what? We saw successful gank. And that was it? Yeah. I need to see a lot more from this side of Rascal Jester because Sengoku felt like they were all forces going forward.
Yeah, it felt like they maybe took it up a couple of gears from the V3 game, but that's not really going to say much, and obviously the difference between V3 and Sengoku is pretty vast. So yeah, Sengoku coming through, picking up another win. Rascal Jester is still leaving a lot of questions to be answered, but we will hopefully see that in the future days to come. But we are going to be going to a short break now. We are going to be saying goodbye to Cash Cup, potentially Mars Swan. We'll find out after the break, but don't go anywhere. We've got more games coming for you.